Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel where every week I'm gonna share some tips about personal finance and investing. So today I'm gonna cover a very important topic, which is insurance. Now, the purpose of insurance is to put in place some protection to make sure that if something unfortunate is to happen to you, then you have some cover in place to protect you financially. I know when we talk about insurance, a lot of people complain that they are so expensive, and quite often you pay a lot of premiums over the years without actually submitting any claim. But look, insurance is really important because before you start your investing journey, you want to make sure that all the things that you have accumulated over the years are protected first. There is no point, investing into the market and then suddenly something wrong happened along the way, and you actually have to sell all your investment to cover the costs. So there are a lot of insurances in the market, but today I'm going to discuss some very basic one um, to give you a general understanding about the types of insurances that you can put in place to protect yourself. So the first type of insurance is personal insurance. Now, life cover basically what it does is it gives you a lump sum in case of death. Well, of course, that's no one want to talk about death, but unfortunately, it is a part of life. And so, if you just started your investing journey, or if you have a lot of debts, for example, you want to make sure that if something is to happen to you, um, you know your your family gonna receive some sort of lump sum monies to cover these costs or to cover these debts. The second one is total and permanent disability. So, like the name says that all. It actually provide a lump sum in case that someone become totally and permanently disabled. That means that person still survive, but basically they become total and permanently disabled. So these lump sum can be then spent to pay debts or to cover expenses or to cover living expenses and medical expenses and all that. Again, it also really important that we put this into place. The third one is one of the very popular ones, which is also very important. That is income protection. So quite often when I talk to my friends, I give them this explanation. So some of them purchase like a $10,000 or $15,000 car, and they actually pay $600 or $700 per year just to get a third party insurance. Um, but they haven't been studied so hard all these years, trying to get a full time job, and the earning capacity is actually quite good. They're making like 70 or 80K per year, and they don't actually put in place some protection. So I asked them, well, think about if you're gonna get sick or suddenly you have an accident, you're gonna stop working, the income gonna stop coming in. What would that mean to you and your family? And that actually catch their attention. So I really suggest that if you're working full time or if you have a good income, make sure that you see some specialists to get some income protection to protect your income. And normally, income protection can cover about 75% of your full time income. The next one that you can think of putting into place is trauma cover. Trauma cover is also very popular. Um, Things like think about the events, some of the events like a heart attack or stroke. Well, these ones are very severe, and quite often, a lot of times, we don't actually think that these going to happen to us. But if you look at the statistic, they're actually very popular. Now, the next one that I want to touch on is some general insurance. Now, the very first one is private health cover. Well, we all know that private health insurance can be quite expensive. And if you're living in Australia, we actually have a Medicare. And Medicare is really good. It actually cover a lot of things. But I myself purchased private health cover because I like to have that peace of mind that if anything is happened to me and I have to be hospitalized, then I can be treated quickly and efficiently. So that's the whole purpose. The next one is motor vehicle insurance. Well, this one is so popular. I guess everyone who owns a car already know about insurance. It is like mandatory, especially with the third party one. So there's not much to talk about motor vehicle insurance. And then if you own a house, or if you invest in a property, for example, then of course make sure that you put in some place like building and content insurance to cover the cost of rebuild your house or to replace your content if something is to happen. So these are the main types of insurance to to put in place to add an extra layer of protection for your assets. Um, I know that insurance are quite expensive, and some people actually complain that well they've been paying insurance for so many years without actually using them. Well, that is actually a good thing. The purpose of insurance is not there for you to claim. The purpose is to protect you just in case something unfortunate gonna happen. So if you pay insurance premiums and you don't have it to claim, that is actually a good thing. That is actually a good thing. Um, One point though, one very important point is I know affordability is something very important. We all want to have a full protection, like comprehensive protection, but of course, a lot of us like it's not at a stage where we have a lot of free cash flow. So that's okay. You can speak to some specialists and put in just some cover if you can't afford full cover. Put in some cover to protect you first. And down the track, when you have more monies, when your cash flows get better, you can think of increasing the cover. Um, Now, if you're working in Australia, the chances you're gonna have some super, and inside your super, there might be some default covers already. So I want to make sure that you take this into consideration when you apply for more covers. Um, all right, I think I cover a fair bit today, um, but I think it is really important that we cover this before we discuss further topic about investing. Um, so if you hear my message, if you haven't got any insurance in place, and you actually have a young family, financial dependence, working full time, or you have a fair bit of debts, make sure that you take some time to sort out your protection first. That way, you're gonna sleep well at night. You can rest assured that if anything unfortunate is to happen to you, then at least your assets, yourself, and your families gonna be covered for. Okay, as always, thanks for listening. And if you have any question, please feel free to leave some comments. I will answer them in my best ability. Thanks for listening, and as always, have a great week, everyone. Bye.